I genuinely believe gaming journalists do not want to have fun when it comes to video games, and in Game Informer's case, which is very rare by the way, because Game Informer is amazing, like they do what they can in terms of, informing games. Whoever decided to write the article for Bomb Rush Cyberfunk clearly didn't understood the assignment. So yes, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk released. A great game by all means for those that grew up with Jet Set Radio Future, and it does showcase a lot of the gameplay qualities of that game. Truly outstanding by no means. Like, it is awesome. Definitely a 10 out of 10 for many, including myself, even if I haven't really touched the game yet. Yeah, I'm talking about a game I haven't really, got my hands into playing yet, but I guarantee you that even despite that, just by looking at the review of Bomb Rush Cyberpunk from Game Informer, it is enough to warrant this opinion on the fact that they have no idea what they're even talking about. The reason I say that is because clearly when you read the article, even if you read the tweet itself on Twitter about how they talked about the lack of identity Bomb Rush Cyberpunk has, that's basically the entire article. I guarantee they don't even talk about the positive points of the game. They don't talk about like everything that makes the game good by no means. And look, I've seen footage of the game. I've seen Jet Set Radio. I played Jet Set Radio. I played all of that. And I can guarantee you, Game Informer, the journalist of Game Informer, has no idea what they're talking about, because you can see it. You can clearly see there's an identity with Bomb Rush Cyberpunk in the sense that they just want to bring you back to the classics. They want to bring you back to Jet Set Radio. They want to bring you back to that time that you played it as a kid or as a teenager on the Sega Dreamcast, and you just wanted to like relive that in the modern era with this game. That's the whole point of it. And they have a unique sort of component to it, and Bomb Rush Cyberpunk knows that they aren't trying to be original. Like, they know that they're as unoriginal as they can get, but they want to make sure that you have fun in the process. They want to make sure you were reminded of Jet Set Radio while also sticking to their own core identity. It's like Mario and Sonic in terms of like, yeah, they're both platformers, but they each have their identity in the makings of that platformer, and Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is no different than that approach. Seriously, like, you read the article and there's gonna be a bunch of screenshots during the course of this video, but the disrespect of Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is ridiculous here, because they just never understand it. It's all about copying Jet Set Radio. It's all about saying that there is, everything is Jet Set Radio this, Jet Set Radio that, and nothing else. Like, they don't really talk about the gameplay components of this game. Yeah, they say that it's fun, but literally, as it says here, it is a fun game. It's trapped in a hollow shell. It's a miserable story, hardly ever bringing anything worth of. It's boring and bad, blah, 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 and there's room for games that can recapture some old glory, whatever. The point is, they're talking trash about a game that, again, is trying to re-emphasize the old generation of 90s gaming. They want to bring you back to that era of gaming. And look, this isn't the first time a game has done that, by the way, because if we look at Celeste, we look at Hollow Knight, we look at Hades, all those games bring you back to those classic memories of playing on a PlayStation 1 or playing on a Nintendo 64. All of that just flooding in. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk clearly does that. And I do not understand what this Game Informer article is even trying to indicate in the slightest. And look, my opinion can be 100% invalidated because, like I said, I've seen gameplay footage of this game, but the gameplay footage and the reviews of this is enough to say that this is its own thing. It's standing on its own 2 feet, and it knows what it wants to do, and it understands what it's trying to replicate. It by no means will be Jet Set Radio. In fact, it's never trying to replace Jet Set Radio, but again, to allow people who never tried Jet Set Radio to try something new and different. It is a new IP that is there for people that never experienced this type of game. And look, I've played a little bit of Jet Set Radio, and I really want to get my hands on this game by the time I have my YouTube check, because I am broke as hell right now by the time I'm making this video, but it is what it is. But my point is, you look at the footage, you look at the way they present themselves with Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, you look at that title itself, like, they want to be as original as they possibly can be, and I just do not understand what Game Informer, the journalist behind this article in particular, is trying to emphasize in his article here. Like, he could have just said, it's a great game, it's trying to replicate Jet Set Radio, and then yeah, you can talk about the bad things here and there perhaps, like gameplay style is not something that would be great by all means, and they can improve it in a sequel and things like that, or maybe the story is lacking in some cases and things like that. Like, you can by all means talk about those negative qualities, but the fact that the entire article, and I'm telling you, the entire article is just trying to compare it to Jet Set Radio and trying to peg it down a leg because it's not Jet Set Radio. That's the entire freaking article here, and that is just dumb. It is stupid. It is first level, it is first class gaming journalism at its finest, and trust me, no one likes gaming journalists more than, well, gamers. So yeah, that's basically it. Honestly, you know, like, do better, Game Informer. Like, honestly, like, no disrespect, of course, to you. You're doing your job. I understand, you know, things like that. And hey, it's getting the conversation going. So you know what? I may be making a video about this, but we're all kind of doing some advertisement for this game. So yeah, go buy this game if you haven't. I'm gonna experience this game when I can because, again, it is truly spectacular. That wasn't even a word, but it is awesome. It is an awesome game for sure. Like I said, even if you don't play it, you just look at the footage, you know you're gonna have a grand old time. It's just gonna be a very fantastic game in the slightest. And again, I don't understand what Game Informer was doing here, but you know what? Let's just try to spin it and turn it into a positive and saying that, oh yeah, all of this is to continue promoting Bomb Rush Cyberfunk because it definitely deserves a stage. It definitely deserves a hype. It's definitely worth the $40. It's definitely worth all of that. And I guarantee you, you're gonna have the greatest time of your life for who knows how long you plan on playing that game. But yeah, that's about it. So, you know, I'm ready to throw down in the comments. I know a lot of you guys, I can already tell, like, Shulk Foresight is, you know, begging right now to be utilized because I can already tell how the comments are going to be. But just comment down below your thoughts on Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, your experience with the game, what you're looking forward to it, and things like that, and your thoughts on the Game Informer, you know, article as well, and their review for it, and whether you agree or disagree. And, you know, let's just have fun in the comments because I respect everybody in the comments, but do not disrespect each other. You're free to roast me, but do not try to be a dickhead. I do not like that one bit, okay?